And welcome to News Across Nigeria. I'm Anne Nwawado. Coming up on the program today, police in Edo State discover a bomb manufacturing factory in Esako East local government area. Lassa fever outbreak in Ebonyi State forces schools to shut their doors. And Governor Ben Ayade of Cross River State inaugurates a task force to remove illegal structures. Once again, welcome to the program. Police in Edo State have uncovered a bomb-making factory in Okpela in Esako East local government area of Edo State. The discovery was made after a member of the manufacturing syndicate died from an explosion while testing improvised explosive devices. The Edo State Commissioner of Police, Johnson Kokumo, who paid a visit to the scene, said his man is still on the trail of the prime suspect, and that's Idris Abdulmalik, who is at large.
This building, located in Okwagbe quarters in Okpela, Edo State, is where an improvised explosive device is alleged to have exploded on Monday night, killing the man testing it. The Edo State Commissioner of Police, Mr. Johnson Kokumo, is being led by Police Anti-Bomb Squad for an on-the-spot assessment of the scene. Back at the State Police Headquarters in Benin City, the state capital, the Commissioner of Police further briefs journalists about the incident.
18 plastic bottles of prepared bomb IEDs, 21 expended smoke cartridges, 17 pieces of pipes. These, of course, are part of the equipment used in the local manufacture of IEDs.
The police also displays these bomb manufacturing items, including guns and live ammunition, recovered from the building. A younger brother of the prime suspect, Idris Abdulmalik, and the suspect's wife are also in police nets for their roles in the manufacturing of the explosive devices. For now, the investigation continues as the police says it's still on the trail of Idris Abdulmalik, who's at large.
And as Nigeria contends with several security challenges across the country, the Inspector General of Police, Ibrahim Idris, has drawn attention to the inadequate annual budgetary allocation to the Nigeria Police Force. While appearing before the House of Representatives Committee on Police Affairs to defend the 2018 budget estimate, the police chief pointed out that the allocations make it difficult to meet the current security needs of the country. The IGP also appealed to the lawmakers to fast-track the passage of the Police Trust Fund Bill, which is before the National Assembly, to help address funding in the force.
The annual budgetary allocation to the force, especially with regards to capital and overhead, does not reflect the enormous size, scope of responsibility and actual needs of the force. Arising from the limitations of funding occasioned by the budgetary constraint, most of the requirements that would enable the force to perform are never met. For instance, as against a capital budget estimate of 342.9 billion proposed for 2017 fiscal budget, the force was given an appropriation of 20.19 billion. This has inhibited the force from accomplishing its set objective of providing necessary tools and infrastructures for the enhancement of its operational capacity and capability. This trend has also led to incurring of liabilities on completed projects. Furthermore, the budget planning executions have been rendered difficult as the release of appropriate funds cannot be guaranteed.
Meanwhile, residents of Amoku area in Rivers State are calling on the federal government to look beyond what they say is a political smokescreen of the political parties over the killing of Orashi region in the state. They are seeking proper investigation and prosecution of those behind the killings. The leader of the group says that many people have been killed in the last 4 years, insisting that those bereaved will not get true justice until those behind the act are prosecuted.
We passionately appeal to the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Mohamed Buhari, to come to the aid of the people of Orashi region. There is an urgent need to meet with Orashi people to hear first-hand information as to curtail the rising insecurity. We believe that there are many domains. There are many Ibudus, there are many high tension, there are many this and that in the region. And this region is the innermost chamber of the Niger Delta.
Governor Darius Ishaku of Taraba State has challenged security operatives in the state to fish out the killers of Honorable Hosea Ibi, a member representing Takum 1 constituency in the Taraba State House of Assembly. The governor made this appeal when he received members of the Taraba State House of Assembly and the government house in Jalingo, the state capital. Mr. Ishaku called for an immediate end to security problems confronting the nation.
This kind of day is a horrible day. I am challenging the security officers that those who did this act should be fished out. I want to advise people in Taraba State, do not, I repeat, do not take the law into your hands. This is not an issue of tribal sentiment. This is a criminality. I have warned people, don't go and attack anybody or any other tribe. This is not about tribe. Before we go there and say that they kill a Jukuma, therefore you retaliate on another person. No. This is a criminal act. All of us know. I don't want anybody to bring up another issue for us. We have had one too many.
Now let's get more on security challenges in the country, and joining us to discuss this is a security expert, Dr. Ona Ekomu. Thank you very much for joining us on News Across Nigeria, Dr. Ekomu.
Thank you very much, madam.
All right, so insecurity has actually reached an alarming level. What are we not getting right in this country?
Well, I think the problem we have is, again, getting the, I'm sorry, I just sound like a broken record. I will sound like a broken record, but getting the security architecture right is our problem. And what we don't need is to get to a situation where the government would be overwhelmed, or in fact that the citizens will lose their trust in the government. It's like in the Senate proceedings yesterday, the Senate was really very hot on the federal government, saying that the government has displayed incapacity to arrest the security challenges. So I think, by and large, what we see happening here is that the architects of our security system have not really been able to understand what the challenges are, what the threats are, what the vulnerabilities are, and then what mitigation actions need to be taken in order to combat these difficulties. And that's why it appears to be spiraling out of hand. You have the Boko Haram old problem still killing people in Maiduguri. You have the attack on the foreigners in that now infamous Jere area, Kajako local government area of Kaduna State. That's on the Abuja Kaduna Highway. And then you have the burning of the farm of the former CNS in Kwara State. So, I mean, it's a very murky picture. And I hope the federal government will really pick up the gauntlet and, work hard on trying to reduce these security threats that are threatening us.
Okay, Dr. Kombo, thank you for mentioning all of this, because you said this crisis in Benue State, you talked about Boko Haram, which we're still seeing pockets of attacks across the country. But what exactly should be the solution to this, especially the recent one, which is disturbing everybody, which is in Benue State, the herdsmen and farmers attack?
Well, the government and people of Benue State, I guess they are aware that they are between the rock and a hard place. And they have said that, okay, they are willing to talk to the herdsmen. But this herdsmen problem is really being oversimplified, because there are legitimate herders, that's the cattle rearers, and then you have the militias, that's the people who come to fight for them. Now, those ones, they are like a quick response force, and they move and attack when there's a perception or when there's a report of an attack somewhere against Fulani personnel. So that's where the problem is. So if we are able to get the militia that is perpetrating these attacks, then we will be able to solve that problem. Because just saying Fulani herdsmen, those are just regular Nigerians going about their daily bread.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Ona Ekomo. We hope something is done fast about this serious problem. He's an expert on security matters. Thanks a lot for your time and news across Nigeria. When we return, we'll be checking out the health sector and why schools in Ebonyi State are shut for now. Stay with us.